Laceropes Mission Command Log. Entry 10. The Separatists entered orbit only a standard hour ago when Chancellor Palpatine has already ordered our withdrawal from Laceropes. It's certainly a change of far after how crucial he emphasized our control of the planet was only a few standard days ago. It was already very strange for him to be so engaged in such a small battle. The Separatists will now control Laceropes' almost exclusive supply of Lacertosis crystals. Regardless, mission accomplished, by definition.
Hi, my name is Luca, or First Order LEGO, and I built the 10th part of the RebelLUG Laceropes Mission at Brickwell, Chicago. It's called the Siege of the Capital. So just as the clones are trying to take control of the final objective, which is the capital, the droids come and they arrive on the planet. They team up with the locals. They manage to repel the clones and push them off the planet. They had to retreat, which ends the whole conflict and the whole mission on Laceropes. First step in my building process was reading the script, reading my part, what I have to do. I immediately noticed there was a capital, which meant build a building that was much bigger than the other buildings from the previous episode, which was the city. I had to have a building that sticks out from the rest of them, but I also wanted to include a few other houses around it so people will realize it's not just in the middle of a field or not in a forest, so it's actually situated in a city. It's an interesting choice of colors. I have like sand green, olive green, blue, and a dark orange and nougat colored buildings, which is different from Star Wars, which is different from what I usually do. But that's the whole point. This is a different collaboration. This is something original, a brand new story. It's also Everett, who was building the city, the major part of the city. His buildings were also very colorful, so it would just look much nicer if it was all similar to each other. And then the capital is the whole building is tan. The whole main part of the building is tan, and then there's a Asian style, like a Japanese style tower on top of the building. One accent I wanted to add pearl gold color to every house because it just gives a nice accent. So I have a lot of pearl gold pieces in my MOC. I wanted that to be the color that's going to tie together all the buildings. The capital and all the other buildings. So there's gold pieces on the windows, there's gold pieces inside the houses, on the buildings, hanging from everywhere or on the ceiling. Even on the streets there's small gold statues, I guess. So yeah, that was my color to actually, that was my tape, that was my glue, which would connect all the buildings together. Another thing is I wanted to keep the architecture, the design of all the windows, the design of all the doors similar, so it was either circles or it was like egg-shaped long arches for the windows and for the doors, and that I think that also made it all everything connect together. And then the last thing that made it all unique and unified it all together were the trees. I had around 9 or 10 small bonsai trees, for which I used tooth pieces to build the bark of the tree, and then I used the pink pieces, the purple pieces, and the white pieces for the treetop, because that was the whole idea. That's a piece that connected the whole collab, these purple trees, which were, I guess, influenced by the crystals that grow in the surface of the rocks. On one side of the MOC there's a trench that connects two houses. You enter the house and then there's a hole. The idea is that they dug a tunnel from one house to the other, so they don't need to run through the streets, across the streets. One of those guerrilla tactics where they just surprise the enemy, not knowing that they're there. The road is very interesting, in my opinion. I wanted to try something new. For my previous build, I also used wheels for the pathway, so I wanted to use something new here. I had a big road that was leading up to the capital, so I just didn't want to just use tiles. So I had a lot of Technic axles that I got free at the convention, so I said why not lay these out. And the first time I actually did it, I was at this convention, so I didn't know how it would look, and I think it ended up looking quite well. My idea was to have the clones very close to the capital, like they were all going to be around one building. The blue building on the corner of the MOC is where the clones are pushing forward from, but then actually behind the buildings, next to the capital, you have the droids sweeping in, and which was supposed to show them taking over and repelling the clones from the planet. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out the links below to watch all the other 9 videos, as well as a link to the AV Figures store where you can buy the clones that were used in the MOC. See you.